Hello and good morning from London, and a very good afternoon or evening from wherever you are joining us from today. My name is Peter Peterson, and I'm the International Marketing Director at Higher Biomedical. And it's my pleasure today to welcome you to webinar 2, which will soon be reverting back to China to our BIOT Centre in Qingdao. We thank you for your time today. We know you've all got very busy schedules, so we appreciate the effort and joining us. Quick overview of proceedings, a little bit different from webinar 1. We're going to break halfway through this webinar to take questions, and Enrique will be live from Qingdao to take those questions from you. So during the webinar, please send those questions through, and we'll answer those the best we can in the middle. If not, obviously, we will be taking questions at the back end or at the end of the webinar, where Enrique will do his best again to get to all your questions. But obviously, if we can't, then you can contact us at www.highermedical.com. That's www.highermedical.com, where you can either email one of your sales reps or whether you can contact the marketing team. Today's set is in 2 sections. A little bit of housekeeping, if you don't mind. Again, if you can make sure that your microphone, I can hear a bit of background noise there, if we can ensure that your microphone is turned off. So again, I'm going to hand over now to Mr. Wong. And Mr. Wong is our General Manager at Higher Biomedical. And I'm going to hand over to him back to China now, live. And over to you, Mr. Wong, my good friend and colleague, and hope to see you soon. Back to China. Over to you, Mr. Wong.
Thank you, Peter. Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome again. My name is Guangsheng Wang, and I'm General Manager here at Higher Biomedical. Today, as mentioned by Peter, we come live to you again from China, and of course, live from the UK. And it's my honor to welcome you back. Our first webinar was such a success, so we felt we should come back to you quickly with another. But briefly, some history. Higher Biomedical began some 20 years ago, and today the company is acknowledged as a leading provider of comprehensive producing solutions for various biotechnological challenges, and we can be found supporting healthcare systems in over 120 countries. This has been achieved with technological advancements by investing and embracing the concept of IoT, Internet of Things-based technology. It is a real pleasure today to be live and broadcasting to all corners of the world from our new BIOT exhibition center here in Qingdao. And we will be taking a look at the latest in blood network and vaccine solutions, as well as smart reagent medicine supply and lab environments that are leading industry for medical cold chain solutions and all available from Higher Biomedical. We also ask you to join us this month at the 127th County Fair. For the first time in its 63 years, the County Fair is creating history and will be held online from June 15 to 24. Bringing the County Fair online is in response to the adverse effect of the COVID-19 pandemic on global economy, and to create a new interactive County Fair platform to bring together suppliers, buyers, global partners, government, and key stakeholders during the special period. Join us live from County Fair. For more information, please see our website. Finally, and importantly, before I hand back to Peter, I would like to close by thanking them. On behalf of our entire team, to all the healthcare workers and partners all around the world, your continued frontline hard work is a real inspiration, and that we are with you and support you from afar. I look forward to meeting you here in Qingdao in the very near future. Back to you, Peter.
Thank you, Mr. Wong. Great overview of where we are at the moment, and a very important point made there. We need to thank all the frontline workers across the world for their hard work and effort in saving so many lives and looking after us through this different time that we're all experiencing. And should have pointed out earlier that our centre, our BIOT centre, is part of the 75,000 square metre facility that we have in Qingdao. And our manufacturing facility is over 2 floors within that facility of over 50,000 square meters. So in the future, we hope that, as Mr. Wong said, we can welcome you to Qingdao in China to come and visit our world-leading facility. We'll move on quickly now so we can get back to China so we can hear from Enrique. And Enrique is going to talk to you about the latest blood network and vaccine solutions and some of our smart reagent medicine supply and lab environments. You'll get to see how spacious and how wonderful our exhibition center is. And again, we hope to have you there in the future. So again, after this next section, we'll take questions, and please send those through. And again, if we miss your questions, we'll try to get them at the back end, but please send those questions, if you don't get them answered today, to www.hiremedical.com. That's www.hiremedical.com, where you'll get to see our complete range of medical cold chain solutions. So without further ado, again, I'm going to hand back to China now to Enrique in our BIOT Exhibition Center. Back to you in China. Thank you, Enrique.
Thank you, Peter. Let me introduce myself again. My name is Enrique Wang, the Sales Director of Hire Biomedical. After the webinar last time, we received quite a lot of requests. They want to know more details about the exhibition because they think it's quite interesting and the idea of the exhibition center is quite innovative. So today, I'm very honorable to be the tour guest again. So today, we will start from the blood bank solutions. Last time we introduced a little bit more about that. And today I will have a very deep discussion. From here, you can see there are quite big line of blood bank fridges and solutions here. They might look similar, but actually we categorize the blood bank fridges in different scenarios. For example, the blood collection, the blood station, the hospitals, the blood transfusion sector, as well the hospital's operation room. For example, let's take the collection as example. There are 2 equipment here. One is a fridge and one is transporter. This blood bank fridge, it is used in the mobile vehicle. So the design is very different with the traditional one. Firstly, we use DC compressor. And because of DC, and we can use the power supply from the vehicle to make sure during the transportation, the blood inside is still safe. The other one is that we use 6 temperature sensors inside. So it makes the temperature inside more precise. There's also a design of NFC card. You can use the ID card to open the door. And also we use the screen here. It's quite similar with the screen which we had explained the last time for the ultra low temperature freezer. It also have a function of IoT. So the temperature, the equipment, the blood information can be collected and transmitted to the cloud. This one is a blood transporter. I think in the image of some of our partners, the blood transportation equipment is a blue vaccine box or code box. But for this one, it's very, very different with the one which we used before. For example, there's a screen here to show the detailed information of the blood and also the equipment. We can use the NFC card here to open the door. Now the door is automatically open. Here is a water pack. And the water pack can be used to maintain the temperature inside around 8 hours. And so you can use this equipment for short distance transportation of your blood. we can also see there is a quote code here. And what is the function? We can, if we use WeChat or some other apps, we can use that to scan the quote code. And you can see the ID of the transporter, the condition is in transportation. And here you can also to put in the transportation order number, as well the destination of the blood transporter. Once you collect start transportation, and then the data of the blood and the equipment will automatically send to our cloud platform. And you click finish transportation, the data transmission will be finished. So in this way, we can always track where is your blood, where is your transporter, and also use the very effective data to analyze what is happening to your blood. The next scene is the blood station. I think you always know that in the blood station, there are a lot of consumptions of blood per day, per week, and per month. And so we designed the big equipment for the blood station. There's also very different functions of our blood fridge with the traditional one. And what is that? Let me start from this fridge. Here you can see we also have similar NFC electronic dock, as well as a screen here which can show the detailed information of the blood and of the equipment. For example, here you can see the temperature inside. You can also see the ambient temperature, ambient humidity, as well as the power supply. And in the function of graph, you can check the temperature. Even you can see in last 24 hours, last 7 days, and also last month. There is also a function of an inventory. So for this function, we really save a lot of work for the blood centers. So what is the function of inventory? Let me show you. For example, once I open the door, you can see there are also many blood trays here and a blood bag inside. If I take one blood bag outside, let's see what will happen. Once I close the door, the system will automatically do the inventory work here. And here you can see some green light. That means the inventory work is under process. And once the light closed, it's finished. So you can see here, I take out one blood. And also there are 32 blood inside. So from here, you can easily see the information of your blood inventory can very clear and direct show from the system itself. And let me put it back again. And now the work of inventory is under process. Some clients might ask how you achieve this function. Now I will show you what kind of mechanism we achieve the automatic inventory. So let's say here's the blood. There is RFID label on the surface of the blood bag. And here it is a RFID reader. So once I put my blood bag inside, the RFID reader will read the RFID label of the blood bag. So no matter how many blood you put inside and how many blood you take outside, the system will automatically check the labels of the blood bag. And so in this way, it also helps you to do the massive inventory work. Because of the automatic inventory innovation, the blood centers, blood stations, they save a lot of work to do the manual inventory. And also, it saves them the labor cost. And here is the plasma freezer. as you know, in the blood station, not only they store the blood, as well they are storing the plasma. So for this plasma freezer, the function is very similar. The only difference is the temperature. It also has a function of automatic inventory and also have a big screen to show all the information inside. For some blood stations, they have really big amount of blood. And if you are still using the blood fridge, it is not enough. So we also have design of automatic blood cold rooms. So what is the automatic blood cold rooms? Actually, it's similar with the fridge. There's also RFID label on blood, and there's also RFID reader inside the cold room. As well, there's a robot inside, which can help you to collect or take in blood. So how we achieve that function and how we use them. Here is a short video. So you can see there are a lot of plasma inside, and they are stacked in different layers, and there's a robot inside can help you to collect. For example, this is the management system. If you want to collect this blood, you just click, and the robot will automatically to locate the right blood and take it outside. So in this way, we achieve several very big achievements. First one, because the temperature inside the plasma automatic cold room is around 30 and 40 degrees minus. So once you get in outside, it's very easy to get a cold. So in this way, it's more healthier for the staff workers. The other way is that because you are using a lot of blood each day from the cold room, if you always open the door, the temperature inside will not well maintained, and also a lot of humidity will get inside. That's definitely not good for your plasma. Once you are using the automatically cold room, you don't need to open the door frequently. The temperature is very even and humidity is well controlled. The next scenario is this fridge. This fridge looks very different with traditional one, no matter the inside and the outside. Actually, this fridge normally used in operation room or in the blood transfusion section. And how we use this fridge, let me show you here. This is an ID card belongs to the authorized person. And this is the blood order I get from my doctor. So if I want to take outside the blood, if I'm a nurse, then I can use my ID card and the order slip. For example, if I want to take out the blood, it will automatically remind you to use your ID card. And then it will remind you to scan the order. And in the screen, you can see the patient information as well the blood information. If it is confirmed, I just click open the door. So you can see automatically the door will open. However, how I know which blood should I take it? Because there are a lot of trays. Now you can see there's green light here. Only the green light is there. It is the red blood, you should take it out. And this is the blood. If I close the door, it will also automatically do the inventory work, let you know how many blood inside and how many you take it out. For example, if I click statistics, then you can see the blood information inside. If I want to put the blood back inside again, I just press to stock key. I use my ID card. Door is open. So you can see a lot of green light here. That means I can use every layer which shows the green light. For example, if I want to put it here, but you have to make sure the blood bag is light. So I have done my work. Some client might also ask, what if I take out the wrong blood bag? Then I will let you know you can't take. For example, I want to take my blood outside. Use my ID card. I scan. I confirm the blood. I open the door. I should take the one with the green light. What if I take the one without green light? So you can see there's a lamp, and then you know it's not the right blood. Then I will take the right one. No, no, it's okay. It's quite interesting, isn't it? The next one is the one I showed you last time. It's very crazy machine. We call ATM Blood Fridge. Also, we call them an attended blood fridge, because sometimes the operation is during night, and what you want to take the blood from the blood fridge, you have to wait for the person which might is sleeping somewhere else. Because this is a kind of automatically storage machine that we can do the nurse can do the taking out and putting inside work by herself. For example, I get the order from the doctor, and this is my ID card. I should take out the blood from my patient. I can press take out. I use my ID card. Here you can see it's recording my picture, and then the system knows who is taking out the blood. And I also need the scanner to scan the barcode here. Then we can see the patient information as well, the blood information here. We collect the information and confirm. The door will be open. Now there are also a lot of drawers here. Which blood should I take out? We can see there's some light inside. For example, here, light is there, and I can take it out. But for the others, there is no light. Can I take it out? Let me try. No, they are locked inside. Actually, there is an electronic lock of each tray here. So in this way, only the red blood can be taken out. Once I close the door, it also do the inventory work. Then how I put it back again? I press stop key, use my ID card, will record my picture, and then you have to use the scanner to scan the blood information. If the blood information is confirmed, the door will be open. And also it's the same. We also need to put blood in the drawer where it has a light. It's locked again, all locked. So here you can see the system already make it very safe for the nurse. She can only take the red blood in the red jar. This is also similar with that fridge, only the size is different. Because sometimes the hospital will put the fridge in the operation room directly, or put the fridge in the blood transfusion center. And for this one, it can be used in the operation room, and a nurse can take out the blood anytime during the operation. Because of the innovation, we have achieved some achievement. For example, because this kind of fridge can be used in the operation room, and a nurse can take out blood in 30 seconds. But before, they have to use 20 minutes or 30 minutes to get the blood from the blood center. And for that time, we can use to rescue the patient who is needing the blood. And also, all the information of the blood and the equipment will be collected and transmitted to higher platform. And also, we can create different accounts for different levels of users. So the information is centralized monitored. If the city is using all higher blood bank fridge, that means they know all the blood information. So once someone is using blood, not A and not B, it's not easy for him to get blood. But if you're using the system and the hospital can identify where or which hospital has this kind of blood, and you can get it immediately from that hospital. And also, because the blood information is tracked from a start point of collection to the end of the using of the blood to the patient, the information of the blood is all the way tracked. So even you take the blood outside the fridge, you can put it back in because the information is monitored. But before, once you take out the blood from the blood centers outside, you cannot take it back again because it's not locked. So in this way, we also avoid wasting of blood. We already use this kind of blood bank fridges in many hospitals and blood centers in Qingdao and also in other cities in China. And in the future, we hope this kind of innovation can be used outside China. Here is also a blood transporter. That one is a passive cooling one. And for this one, it is active cooling. The similar function with the blood bank fridge, there's also RFID and the Rfid Reader inside. It also can do the inventory automatically. So even a small thing will make it considerable for our users. For example, this is my ID card. I can firstly log in my account. And use my card to open the door. So you can see this is the RFID reader and this is the blood bag. There is a RFID label there. If I take it out, you can see the blood bag inside is one blood. And if I put it back again, it shows two. So even a small thing for higher, if it is related to health, it's not small. So we always make innovations which can make healthier life and better life. This is only for the blood, and we also have other very interesting solutions at my right hand. And this is the smart vaccination scenario. Just now, I had mentioned a lot of times about our cloud platform. And some client might ask, what is your cloud platform? And now here is the example. This platform belongs to smart vaccination, but for all the others, like the bell bank, the blood management, the medical supply chain, we also have this kind of platform. For example, here you can say it is a China map, and currently all the data is about China. And in the left side, it shows we have covered 28 provinces. And we already covered 1,292 health facilities. As well, we already supplied more than 3,000 smart vaccine fridges all over China. Here is how many facilities we covered in different provinces. And here is the most important one for manufacturer. It is the working condition of the smart vaccine fridges. And so you can see most of them are very good, and some of them are higher temperature. Inside is a map of China, and you can see already by using higher smart vaccine fridges, they already done 1.8 million times vaccination. For today, there are around 9,000 times of vaccination. And there are around 1,292 health facilities they open today. And here you can see different green colors. The darker the green color, the more vaccine fridges we supply in different provinces. Like in Guangdong province, we supply the most equipment. The lower part, we can see the chart. The upper one is the stock, and the lower one is the consumption for last 30 days and for different kind of vaccines. In the right side, it is the consumption of the vaccines from different manufacturers. And here is the vaccination times during different time. The lower part is in different health facilities, how many vaccination they have done. Like in Sichuan province, this facility, they have done 306 times per day. And we can say this data for the whole China. But if we want to say the data in Guangdong province, you can see the data changes. And even we can say the data belongs to Guangzhou city. And here the data changes. And here is what we call cloud platform. By using the cloud platform, actually we have achieved a lot of elevated work for our client. For example, because this kind of cloud platform, we can involve and invite many stakeholders to join us. For example, for the government, they can use the platform to know the consumption of the vaccines, the forecast of the vaccines, as well what the condition of the health facility. So they can make some very important decisions by using the data. And for the vaccine manufacturers, they can use the forecast to prepare the production. For the health facility, they know how many vaccinations they have done per day, as well they know the consumption of the vaccines per day. And for hire, the most important thing is that we know the condition of our vaccine fridges. Once there is any malfunction, we can deliver our service engineers to the service as the first time. So you can see by using the cloud platform, we can do a lot of service which beyond what we can do before. And now let me introduce some coaching in a smart clinic. Once the vaccines arrive in the health facility, or we can clinic, we put the vaccines inside the central fridge. The look is quite different from the traditional vaccine fridges. You can see there's a scanner here and a screen here, and also different part. So here we can see this is a scanner, and once we take the new vaccines here, we can scan the barcode on the package of the vaccine. And so all the vaccine information can be recorded and tracked in the system. So this fridge can also do the automatic inventory for the health facility staff. I think you know all the health facility, the health staff doing the vaccination in the morning, but they have to do the inventory work in the whole afternoon. And because of this design, it saves a lot of the work for the health staff. If we open the door, you can see there are some drawers. It's quite attractive. So what is the usage and function of the drawers? I think we all know the vaccine shall be used by the principle first come in and first come out. So you can see the drawer is inclined downward. All the vaccines will be sloped down. So if you have new vaccines, you can put at the upper side. When you take out the vaccines, you can from the bottom side. So in this way, you can easily organize your vaccines. And also we have some dividers inside the drawer. And you can use dividers to stock different kind of vaccines inside. There is also a freezer at the bottom. This freezer is used to store some very temperature sensitive vaccines like polio. They need to store at a minus 20 degrees. And also we have designed a compartment for the UPS. So in case of power stop during the day, and the UPS can start to cool down the vaccines. And also, if you want to take out the vaccines from the vaccine fridges, we can also use scanner to scan the vaccines. And so when we scan them, it will also automatically do the inventory work. Once we take out the vaccines, we can store into this kind of fridge, which belongs to the nurse's vaccination counter. We can also scan the vaccine barcode, and automatically the drawers will be popped out. We can put the vaccine inside. So by scanning the barcode of vaccines, all the vaccine information will transfer from the central fridge to this fridge. And if we want to take out the vaccines, we just to scan the barcode on the vaccination card of the child. And now in China, all the vaccination card has barcode. So once we scan here, then the system know for this child which kind of vaccine will be done today. Automatically, the drawer will pop out which contain this kind of vaccine. So in this way, the nurse will not make any mistake. You can also see the design is also child-friendly, because for the child, to do the vaccination, they are very healthy people. If they are not healthy, they cannot come here for vaccination. But before, all the children do not want to go to the clinic for vaccination because they know it's hospital, everybody's crying there. By this kind of design, the child is attracted to come to the clinic for vaccination. They also increase the coverage rate by this kind of innovation. So here are some solutions for China market, but also we have supplied this kind of equipment to some countries like Uzbekistan. For the developing countries like Africa and South Asia, we are also supplying the WHO PEAK-S qualified vaccine fridges. For example, this is a combined solar direct drive vaccine fridges with freezers. The solar direct drive means we only use solar panels and connect the fridge and do not need any batteries to charge. From here, we can see here is a water tank. This water tank is used to store the cool energy during the sunny days. And once there's no sunshine, it will still cool down the vaccines. The holdover time of this fridge is around 160 hours. That means almost 1 week. We are also supplying some vaccine boxes to store different vaccines or special vaccines which need to store separately. Beyond that, we also supply a drawer with dividers. They can be used to store some medicines. As you know, for COVID-19, there are a lot of temperature sensitive things need to be stored in fridges. And this can be stored inside this drawer. Here is a 30 days temperature data logger. By using this one, you can see the temperature here but also you can download the temperature to a laptop to check the 30 days temperature record for your vaccine fridge. Of course, some regions, they don't have power, and we prepare some lamps which can be used to connect our fridges. Our fridge has a charging port for them. It is a grade A freeze protection. The grade A freeze protection means whatever you do to the fridge, it never freezes your vaccines. As you know, 33% of the vaccines is not because of the exposure to high temperature, but because of frozen, and they have to be spoiled. This is a remote temperature controller. Because a lot of the vaccine fridges, they are installed very, very remote in rural areas. And you cannot collect data, especially for the temperature of the vaccines. But by using the remote temperature monitoring system, you can monitor your vaccine temperature by your office, and you can check our portal, and all the data can be transmitted from the end to the portal. And it's also very useful for cross borders as well as centralized monitoring of the devices. This is also remote temperature monitoring system. It's pipelined by WHO PQS appliance process. The difference is that the collector is wireless connected with the central monitor. So you can put thousands of this kind of wireless things in different fridges. And they can be matched to the monitoring system by a wireless. It's very convenient to use in centralized cold chain organization like blood banks, pharmacy supply chains, as well as very big cold rooms. So now here are the vaccine related solutions, especially about the cold chain. And now I will hand over the time to Peter.
Thank you, Enrique. Wow, you really dug deep into some of our key products and solutions. I was very interested to hear what you had to say about the traceability. You know, our world-leading technology has definitely changed the game, and being able to traceability is very important. And the RFID is also important for making, whether it's the blood or whether it's vaccines, safe and secure. And a key point also is the automation of a lot of our systems has saved time and money for a lot of our users and customers. So appreciate that. And obviously you touched on our blood management solutions and our smart vaccine solutions. You can find out a lot more information by contacting us, as I've mentioned earlier, on www.hiremedical.com. That's www.hiremedical.com. But we're going to move now onto our next section, which is our products to do with our transport coolers that support you with COVID-19, our smart reagent management solutions, our pharmacy refrigerators, and we're going to look a little bit at our PCR solutions. But I think it's very important to point out that the stock management, the traceability, and the key points that Enrique made in regards to our vaccine solutions is that the remote tracking. You know, you can look at our website to find out, or contact us directly by email, a little bit more about our PQS or WHO approved products. And obviously the vaccine traceability by using our links back through the cloud, and obviously the holdover period are important. So without further ado, again, I'm going to hand back to China, and we're going to look at a few more products, and then we'll come back again to look at and taking some more of your questions. So again, please, I've seen lots of questions come through. I've seen some from the UK, Africa, Australia. So we really appreciate your support, and we're going to get to those questions as many as we can. Enrique's going to take those now, but please, if we don't get to yours, we'll try again at the back end. But again, if we don't reach you, please send those through to us by contacting us at www.hiremedical.com. That's www.hiremedical.com. So thank you again. Talk soon. Back to China and back to Enrique to talk to you about a few more of our solutions. Back to China.
Okay, thank you everybody, and I'm back again for the Q&A section. So I already see some new questions coming. The first question is, are the bag with ID presented by Hire as consumables? Can they bought from Hire, or any bags from in the market? Actually, for the blood bag is commonly used in the market. What we are supplying is the RFID tag. We can understand it like the key from the hotel, and you can use your kind of equipment to coding the key, and that is the RFID, and you just need the RFID to stick on the blood bags, and then it will work. The second question is, high temperature of your blood bank fridge, good uniformity. The temperature range of the blood bank fridge is 4 degrees plus and minus 1 degrees. And this is the uniformity. The next question is, sometimes in hospitals, audio alarm are not allowed. Can the audio alarm be switched to a visual alarm? Actually, for the alarms, usually it has a visual and the audio, and both of them are there. So once you don't want to hear the noise, and there is a button there, and if you press the button, then the audio will be canceled. And I hope this can answer your question. And let's see the next. For the transport cooler of the blood, how many models do you have? They are all active cooling. Actually, for the blood transporter, we have a full range of products. We have active cooling or passive cooling. Just now, I just present the 2 models. Totally, we have more than 10 models, and still there are some new models under development. Once you have any inquiry, you just send us, and we will give you a reply. Okay, the next. Hi, is really fantastic solution for EU vaccine. Could I know if the smart fridges are certified? Currently, our smart fridges are certified by Chinese by China regulations, but we also supplied one set of a solution to Uzbekistan. And it can be CE certified for international trading. That's the next. I saw you have a very new vaccine fridge with separate drawers. Why do you have this design? For the separate drawers, actually it is designed for different vaccines, because in one health facility, the routine vaccination needs a lot of vaccines, almost 13 kinds of them. And also, because of the COVID-19, we get some information from the World Health Organization. There are also some other temperature-sensitive PHC medicines. They will be stored in the vaccine fridges. For example, insulins, for example, oxytocin, they will also be stored there. And the drawers provided will be used to categorize different kind of vaccines and different kind of medicines. The next question is, cloud and electronic functions demonstrated put the accent on stock management. Can you explain what sort of a monitoring and alert you have got on fridges and freezers to ensure temperature consistency and accuracy? This is a very good question. For monitoring the temperature or monitor the temperature, we have firstly in the fridge. Some of them, as I had explained, for the blood fridge, we have 6 temperature sensors. And the 6 temperature sensors can monitor the temperature in different corners. In this way, the temperature control will be more precise. And also we are supplying temperature monitoring device. Some of them are built in the fridge, some of are separate. And these kind of modules will collect and send the temperature information to the cloud platform. And there you can see all the data you want. And also you can use the data to do some like MKT analysis of your fridge temperature. And I hope this can answer your question. If it's not, we'll welcome more detailed questions about so we can answer that in the right way. And the next is, I think, is a question from Burkina Faso in French. And my colleague Lily already replied that. Next one, do you have any foreign clients who already bought this kind of product? And the answer is yes. Like for our new type of blood bank fridges, we already supplied to many countries, like South Africa, like Burkina Faso, and also some countries like Southeast Asia and Europe. Next question, if the data is uploaded to a cloud, can the cloud server be located locally? Don't set up in China. This is also a very challenging question. We also met this question before. For the remote temperature monitoring device, our server is in Europe. And also because most of our users in China, for some of them, and we also have server in China. And the answer is yes, we can set the server locally in the country if the country have a very big potential market. The next, yes, quite interested in the solar fridge. What certification do you have? For the solar vaccine fridges, like a solar direct drive one, we already get a WTO PQS certification. As well, it is CE certified. So for international trading, there's no problem. And also it meets most of the demand of the countries. The next one, excellent introduction. In my country, the power is not very stable. Do you have any solution for this? I think this is the question had challenged many of our clients, especially in Africa and in South Asia. Sometimes the power is not stable or power is irregular. Firstly, for some of our fridges, I had mentioned like solar direct drive fridges, it can be used in very remote communities. As well, we have Iceland Rfid Reader. The holdover time can be also as long as 50 to 100 liters. If you have power supply from 4 hours to 8 hours, we will recommend them. And also we are supplying the UPS, like I had mentioned for one of our fridge, we're supplying a UPS. This also can sustain the power supply. But also we are supplying a voltage regulator because most of the time the power supply is regular, but also with the fluctuation of the voltage. And they are also recommended together with our fridges. The next question, do you sell also the solar panels, and also how about the temperature recorder? The answer is yes. Normally when we deliver our solar vaccine fridges, we will recommend our client together have the order of solar panels from higher. Because for most of the solar fridges, it's designed based on a specific solar radiation. And if the solar panel's power is not enough, the working condition will definitely be influenced. And for the temperature recorder, yes. Currently, we have 4 types of temperature recorder. The first one is usually used in blood bank. It's a round one chart recorder. The other one is a 30 days temperature data logger. The other one is remote temperature data logger. As well, we have some others. So once we receive any order, if the temperature recorder is needed, we will also supply. Okay, the next one. Could you please explain the holdover time? How long is the holdover time of your fridges? In terms of holdover time, usually this definition will be used on our WHO qualified vaccine fridges, like the Iceland fridge and the solar direct drive vaccine fridges. For the Iceland fridge, we designed usually the holdover time is around 50 hours to 100 hours based on the models and the capacity. For most of our solar direct drive vaccine fridges, the holdover time will be over 100 hours. That's almost around 5 days, 6 to 5 days. The next one is the remote temperature monitoring device can store data for how long? And this is a very good question. For the remote temperature monitor device, usually it will connect it to a cloud platform. Also, we can also call them portal. For the device, it can store the temperature within 30 days. I mean, in the device end. But for the cloud, the temperature can be stored there at least 10 years. Okay, a lot of questions here. Is there agent represent your company in each country for maintenance and after-sale service? And the answer is yes. For most of the countries, when we sell the products, it's either built by our distributors or from UN organizations. And for the UN organizations, usually we will have a subcontractor of the service provider in the country. So that means if you procure equipment from hire, there will be a backup service company for your equipment. Is the inventory application applicable in all countries, especially in Africa? The inventory application, like I had mentioned, especially for the blood bank fridge, I showed most of them have the inventory function. There is the one we call local device. That means it's not connected to your national system, because for blood you have a national system. If you use that locally in your hospital or in your blood center, and that information can be also that function can also be achieved by local information database. Just now I had showed you that is work locally, and also you can see the temperature, the blood information, as well all other related information. They can send to APP. But if you want to connect to the inventory system with your national blood bank management system, then it will be a little big work. But if it's only in your hospital, then you can use your app to monitor your inventory information. Okay, I think this is the last question. Now I will hand over the time to Peter. Thank you.
Thank you, Enrique. Appreciate your time again. It's not easy taking questions immediately from people all around the world, but you did a great job, as usual, understanding all our products and solutions. If your questions weren't answered during that period, we will get those questions and answers back to you as soon as possible. If you didn't get your questions in, we'll try and get to them again at the back end of the webinar today. And again, if you would like to contact us and send those questions, you can come through our website, which is www.hiremedical.com. That's www.hiremedical.com. But thank you, Enrique. It just goes to show the technological advances that we have made at Hire Biomedical. And we look forward to continuing bringing you webinars in the future. And I'll talk about that a little bit at the end. But again, I'm now going to hand back to Enrique, who's going to talk a little bit more some other products, as I mentioned earlier, about our constant transport cooler, our smart reagent solutions, pharmacy refrigerator, and PCR solutions. So talk to you soon for more questions, but back to China now live for some more products and solutions. Back to China. Thank you.
Okay, now let's visit the next site. For this scenario, it's designed for pharmacy, reagent, and the medicine supply chain. Here you can also see a similar cloud platform with the one I just explained in the clinic scenario. The first one I want to introduce is this automatic inventory shelf. It looks like a normal shelf, but actually it has a function of automatic inventory. As you know, in some very big pharmacy or reagent manufacturers or distributors, or even a big organization who have a large consumable of them, they have to do inventory per day or even per week, and that costs a lot of labor. And what is the advantage of this shelf? First, you can see all the reagent package, there is RFID label at the bottom. And also the shelf, the bottom is Rfid Reader in each layer. So once I take away or put in the reagent package to the shelf, the system will automatically know what happened. Actually, once we open a door or close the door, it will trigger the inventory system. For example, if I take one from the shelf and then I click inventory, then the stock will start from 58 to 57. If I put it back again, then from 57 to 58. So for one package it's easy, but if we take package every day, then the automatic system will help a lot. Of course, if this is a shelf, there's no cooling function. But if you put it in the cold room, it's also fine. For the smaller size of storage, we can use this kind of fridge. There's also a big screen here, and it's quite similar, the function with the shelf. I can use my ID card to open the fridge. And the inside, we can also see there are some RFID label at the bottom of the package. And at the bottom of this shelf, also a RFID reader. So if I take it one package from the fridge, let's see what will happen. So if I close the door, the system will trigger the inventory. And you can see I take one package and the package name, which medicine, as well as expiry date. And the condition is outside. If I put back again, then automatically trigger the inventory system. So the system will also show the name of the package as well as expiry date and the condition is in a stock. And here is also a pharmacy fridge. This fridge is quite similar with the blood bank fridge. We also have designed a big screen. We can check a lot of information inside. As well, I can open the door by my ID card. It's a big size. And all the information from even, no matter this fridge or the shelf or that fridge can be transferred from the end to the cloud platform. And so for the manufacturers of the pharmacy, reagent or medicines, or even the distributors of them, they can easily know the stock information of their users. So they know when shall the time they deliver the new goods to replenish their customers. And I think for most of the distributors and manufacturers, they like this system because they can easily do the forecast of their sales. This is also a cabinet to store the high-end, or we can call it high-value consumables in the operation room. There are several security functions like a fingerprint or ID card can open the door, then to keep the consumables inside safe. And so here are some solutions or scenarios for the reagent and pharmacy supply chain. And I hope it can help you to understand what Higher Biomedical is doing in that area. And now let's go to the last slide. For this scenario is for life safety. I think everybody quite clear how important a biosafety cabinet to a lab. Not only it will protect the safety of the lab staff, but also protect the samples and protect the lab environment. And this one is our latest version of a biosafety cabinet. And you can see there's a big screen here. It's quite similar with our other fridges. And for this one, not only you can check the basic information like a UV left, temperature, as well humidity. You can also use that to control some functions. For example, to control the light, to control the power supply, to control the UV sterilization light. And also, you can use the buttons here to control the window. For example, you press the slash up, and the window will come up. And if you press slash down, the window will come down. Of course, not only by using the button here, we can also use the button at the bottom. You can use your feet to press the button here, and then the window will raise up. And by another one, you can control the window by close them. And you can also see that the fan is working here. There's also a function of optional camera inside. So you can see what happened remotely by checking your cell phone. Because of the technology of Internet of Things, all the information collected here, it can transmit to our cloud platform. And so by that way, we can also communicate with our biosafety cabinet. For example, if there is any alarm or abnormal, it can send short message to my cell phone. And from my side, I can also send some orders to my biosafety cabinet. Like I want to have a reservation of UV light sterilization 30 minutes before I arrive the lab. And it can achieve that function. It also saves my life and my time. We also have a double upper filter and double DC fan motors. In this way, we can achieve the high purity of the function. This is an incubator. And every of us know that the incubator is quite important to control the temperature and also carbon dioxide condensation. For this incubator, we also have the similar function with the biosafety cabinet and our other freezers. All the information can be recorded, can be uploaded to the cloud platform, and the users or other stakeholders can check the real-time data from the cloud. For this incubator, we also use the stainless steel materials inside with big counters, easy to clean. And also, we can achieve 180 degrees dry heat sterilization function without remove some components inside. But for our competitors, sometimes they have to remove the sensors before the high temperature sterilization because the sensors are not heat prevention. And also, we can achieve the function by remote controlling and remote reviewing data. There will be an app. You can check that in your cell phone or the PC side. This is the climate chamber. The climate chamber is used to stimulate the environment, such as temperature, humidity, UV light, and normal sunlight. And for this one, we also have similar design with other equipment. All the information, all the settings, it can upload to our cloud platform. So whenever you go, you can always check the real-time data from your equipment. The inside design is also stainless steel. And for this one, the unique function is we are using the DC semiconductor cooling technology. As you know, for the semiconductor cooling, the noise is very low than the compressor. And also, it saves energy by 80% to 90%. It saves the cost of electricity. We also use gasification for PTC heating, and it can consume much lower water than the traditional ones. This is the dry oven. It's quite similar. We just remove or increase some functions to achieve a new model or a new series of products. So here are the lab safety equipment. And now, because time is very limited, I have to hand over the time to Peter. Thank you.
Thank you, Enrique. Wow. I've seen some more questions come through, but I've also seen some statements and some key points. People just saying, wow, amazing, how cool. And I think that's important today that you've showcased the advancements that Higher Biomedical has made in medical cold chain. And the key areas, I think, for our environment, being Biodiversity Day a few weeks ago and Environment Day this week, that energy savings and environmentally friendly products is the future. And thank you for touching on those. But for more information about our environmentally friendly products and our energy saving products, you can find out that information from our website, which is www.highermedical.com. That's www.highermedical.com. But I really found the opportunity that the other savings that can be found by our users is obviously cost savings. You know, the time that they can save by having the automatic RFID reader catch what's coming and going and who's taking that, obviously, again, makes the medicines or reagents safe and secure, which is the most important for the user and also the patient. So again, we are going to rush back now because I know that we've been running a little bit over time. So we'll get back to China now. Take your questions. Again, if we don't get a chance to take more questions, then we thank you very much. But back to Enrique now for those questions, and I'll talk to you again soon about some more information about future webinars and obviously in different languages as well. Back to China and back live to Enrique again. So thank you.
Hello, everyone. Now it's a Q&A section again. So let's see what is the first question this time. The first one is, how can we open the door after the electromagnetic lock is cut off? This is a very good question because not only we have an electronic key, but also we have a mechanical one. So for example, we can use the electronic one. We can also use another mechanical one. We can open the door, and we will usually have 3 keys. Next one, how does the Reagent fridge be connected to internet, 4G or Wi-Fi? The screen is designed based on Android system, so you can connect to Wi-Fi or 4G. It's like your tablet or cell phone. It's easily connected. Next one is amazing reagent solution. I want it working at Spain's hospitals as soon as possible. Is it CE mark and other certifications ready? So the CE will be ready in end of July. We already have some deliveries to Bangladesh. So by end of July, I think you can place the order. Next one is, who does the fridge is connected to a printer if I want to generate a report? I think the question shall be, how does the fridge is connected to printer if I want to generate a report? We have several ways. The first way is that because the screen have a IoT function. So in your PC end, you can download from the portal and then connect to your normal printer. Or you can use your USB flash. And with the USB flash, you can also download the data from the screen and plug in your laptop and to print. Do you have any other equipment to recommend to fight against the coronavirus? And the answer is yes. Last week, we already have a webinar to introduce the ultra-low temperature freezers. And for them, they are used to store the biological samples, especially the COVID-19 virus samples. And also we have biosafety cabinet here. As well, we have some transporters to transport the samples and the COVID-19 reagent. Also, we get some news that the COVID-19 vaccine will be stored around 2 to 8 degrees. So in the future, we also have a full range of vaccine fridges to store your COVID-19 vaccine. The next one, is there RFID reader in all shelves bottom? How many samples can be readed with one RFID reader? The answer is yes. In each layer, the bottom, there will be a RFID reader. Normally, it's beside the highest level. For the lower levels, there is no limitation. You can stack as many as you can. But for the highest level, there is a limitation for 10 centimeters. If it is over 10 centimeters, then it will not be read very well. Next one, what is the advantage of your CO2 incubator for humidity control? For this answer, we have a very large bottom of water for evaporation, and that can reach very fast to reach the set humidity, and that is one of our advantage. For this one, we'll also reply later in email, because I think our engineers can answer that question in a more technical and professional way. The next one is, do you have a stock of biosafety cabinets? And the answer is always yes. So you can always come to us and send us the orders, and we will deliver it. Usually we will have some regular stock in, especially the equipment related to COVID-19, because most of them are emergency orders, like a biosafety cabinet, the transporters, as well ultra-low temperature freezers. So you don't be hesitant if you have any orders. Hi, anyone seeing me? What is the humidity control method? I mean, the climate chamber. What are the adjustable parameters in climate chamber? For these two questions, I think later on we have to reply you by our engineers. These are very technical, and there will be follow-up later. Climate chamber, when will you release it in overseas market? It was told not released yet. Actually, we already market and sell a lot in China market. So for the releasing in overseas, there will be official announcement in our website. The reagent fridge can do automatic inventory, right? How? I think I miss it. For the reagent Rfid Reader, just now I had mentioned, there is a RFID reader at the bottom of each layer. And also there is a label, RFID label at the bottom of the package. So once you put in or take out from the fridge, then the RFID reader will read the RFID label automatically. So the information will be recorded. And then if you open the door or close the door, it will trigger the inventory function automatically. And then in the screen, you will see the inventory work is doing automatically, and then you will see which atom you already take it out from the fridges, or what is the new thing to put in the fridge. Okay, I think this is the last question I can see now. So now I will hand over the time to Peter. Thank you.
Thank you, Enrique. Well, I really appreciate your time. And now you can have a rest. It's been a big, big morning for you, or afternoon in China. So now you can rest, and we can now talk about working on our next webinars. But again, Enrique did his best in our time to get as many questions answered as possible, but we know there was many more out there. So again, as Enrique mentioned, there were some technical ones, and our engineers will answer those, and we'll get those back to you as soon as possible. For other ones that weren't answered, again, or you want to ask more questions after you review the video of the webinar or previous webinars, or have checked out our website, you can come back to us again and contact our sales team in each of your regions at www.hiremedical.com. That's www.hiremedical.com. But before we go, some questions there were brought up about partners in regions. I know a lot of them are online right now, and we would like to continue working stronger with you guys. And if you've seen our latest website and all our brochure material and videos, you can see the professionalism that we are at right now in promoting our world-leading products and solutions. So we're happy to work with you to help drive the brand in your markets. So please reach out to me by coming to the website, and you'll be able to contact me directly, or members of my team or the general sales team, and we will support you in driving Hire Biomedical brand and solutions into your market. So that's important. And again, www.hiremedical.com, www.hiremedical.com. I know I've said that many times, but it's important so you can find us. You also see that our new website has multiple other languages, including Spanish and French. So we're building that program as well as access to our other partners and our team in the UK and obviously the Americas. We're the world-leading manufacturer, and we will continue to invest in our technology and our production to ensure you're getting the best. So a big thank you today to our entire team. It's been busy. They've turned another webinar around very quickly. The Canton Fair is about to start, or is on. So if you've joined us from the Canton Fair or live today, thank you. So we appreciate you during your busy schedule. Again, Enrique also pointed out that for any other announcements in relation to webinars or any other new products and solutions, you will find that on our website, or you can join us and follow us on our LinkedIn, our Facebook, our Twitter accounts, and of course, you'll see a lot of our videos, etc., on YouTube. So watch this space and get to those accounts, and you'll find us on all those social media areas. So again, as Mr. Wong mentioned, we would like to invite you as soon as you can to come and visit our new center, and we appreciate your time today, but we hope to show you that live in the future. For today's videos and for today's webinar and previous webinars, you can contact us at or find them at www.hiremedical.com. So again, thank you and goodbye to everyone around the world, and see you all again very soon. So bye for now.